Good to have you with us on this Monday edition. Ed Schultz, news and commentary, back from Las Vegas after the big debate last week. And basically, it's just carried over into the news cycle about what was said about a number of different issues. I want to point to you that 60 Minutes did a story last night on the steel industry and went to Lorain, Ohio. And if you followed my work, you know that I've been there on 3 separate occasions, twice within the last 2 years, talking about the steel industry, the dumping of steel, bad trade deals. Now it's front and center in this campaign. And this is what is keeping Donald Trump alive in Ohio. If you look at the table right now, it looks like Hillary Clinton is setting the table for a landslide, although Trump is holding his own in the state of Ohio. Over the last couple of weeks, he's been up by anywhere from 1 to 4 points in many of the collective polls. Bottom line here is that his trade talk has resonated with folks in Ohio, and there are a bunch of disgruntled workers who have seen their jobs go overseas. This is the soft underbelly of the Clinton campaign, although she's made the move on the TPP. But it came up in the debate the other night when Hillary Clinton accused and documented the fact that Donald Trump has used Chinese steel to build his hotels. So Trump has come back. And of course, and I really think that his whole thing about not accepting the election is all about honky-tonk news. Just keep my name out there as best I can and scare the hell out of these people, and I'm different and I'm not Washington. So he gives his speech in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania about cleaning up the mess, cleaning up the swamp, the 6 different measures he's going to do. And he also laid this one out there. This is very Apprentice-like, saying that he's going to sue all the women that have come after him after the election.
Every woman lied when they came forward to hurt my campaign. Total fabrication. The events never happened. Never. All of these liars will be sued after the election is over.
Well, now think about this. Have you ever heard a candidate talk like that or even be in this situation? The fact is, he's mopping up. Mitch Ceasar joins us, a longtime Democratic strategist and also a great friend from Florida, who is on the Executive Council of the DNC. Mitch, good to have you with us.
Good to be with you, Ed, especially in these bizarre times.
Bizarre. What is Trump doing there? Not that it matters at this point because it looks pretty strong for Clinton, but what's he doing? Threatening lawsuits and trying to restore some credibility? What is it?
Well, I'll tell you something. I was thinking about this before, so I haven't obviously said this publicly. I think he's redefining his brand. I think he knows he's going to lose. He wants to set the stage for his network or whatever kind of kooky media deal he's going to have with the Breitbart types of the world. And I think he's redefining his brand in order to, get some media and publicity, and really, I think historically extend the fact that he was a Republican nominee, which gives him some solace that he was able to do that and beat the other folks. But also, it makes him a player in what will be a split Republican Party, so that there'll still be, maybe a third. There's 3 pieces to the new Republican Party after this election, and I think he'll be one of them and be able to exert influence from the outside, say kooky things, and with no retribution or negative because he's not a candidate anymore. He's already on that path, you could see.
So here's what he's going to be able to say when it's all over with. I beat all these guys. I got more votes than anybody else. I got millions of people that follow me. I'm the only one that can make America great again. And oh, by the way, Hillary's going to be a disaster, and he will be just riding herd on her throughout anything she does throughout her administration and her tenure as president. Is that enough to keep him alive? Do you think he's going to want to go down this road?
I do. And when the election is over, we could use the slogan, America will be sane again. I think that's exactly right. I think he knows this is done. You could see in the last couple of weeks with Kellyanne Conway, less appearances, less strident. She knows that they're in deep, deep trouble. She couldn't control the candidate because, honestly, Trump has to be Trump.
Well, speaking of
he's like an 11-year-old ADD kid who's out of control, no impulse control, and he did it with the Gettysburg Address, so to speak, a deal on the weekend where he sounded sane. You could always clock him at 20, 25 minutes, and after that he goes off the rails. Speaking of Kellyanne Conway, this is her speaking on the Talking Heads on Sunday.
We are behind. She has some advantages, like $66 million in ad buys just in the month of September, thereby doubling her ad buys from August. Most of those ads are negative against Donald Trump, classic politics of personal destruction, cesspool kind of ads. And she has tremendous advantages. She has a former president, happens to be her husband, campaigning for her, the current president and first lady, vice president, all much more popular than she can hope to be. Our advantage is that Donald Trump is just going to continue to take the case directly to the people. He doesn't expect...
Okay, so it sounds like the white flags are being located in the back of the campaign office. It's not a complete surrender, but they're learning how to spell the word. And here's Hillary Clinton talking about Donald having to accept the election results.
Refused to say that he would respect the results of our election. Now, I have to admit, you know, when we were both asked the question, I assumed he would say what everybody has always said, which is, hey, of course, you know, because to say you won't respect the results of the election, that is a direct threat to our democracy.
Is that over the top, Mitch? What do you make of that?
I really don't think so, because remember, what Trump has said is, again, it's like a reality show in a parallel universe. When he was asked if he respected the results, and he said, I'll keep you in suspense.
Yeah.
This isn't a cliffhanger till the next season, next fall. That's how he views it. And I don't think the comment was over the top. And, I mean, his trust me hasn't worked for a really long time. And even with Kellyanne Conway, it's classic Trump. It's not our fault. It's because of those other people.
Yeah. All right. Florida, she leads 46-43. What's a 3-point lead look like in Florida?
If 3 points held up, it would be historic, because you know this is the ultimate swing state, and you know Barack Obama's won by 1 point. We've lost governorships by 1 point. Everything's by 1 point. So therefore, at most, a swing of 2. If she won by 3, that's very, very big.
The Democrats' push polling strategy has been revealed in WikiLeaks. The Hillary Clinton campaign, in concert with allied media, has created a sense of doom for Trump supporters. And a 2008 memo revealed by WikiLeaks openly plans for oversampling in Democratic areas. What do you make of this? I know that parties do this from time to time to paint a pretty picture and generate enthusiasm. Give us a little history here. What do you know?
Well, first of all, on the WikiLeaks issue, I mean, none of it's been verified by anybody, as best I can tell, certainly none of the networks or cable channels. Secondarily, Tim Kaine, the vice presidential nominee, has specifically said one that came out the other day was not what he wrote and was not, you know, verbally correct. Mm-hmm. So you have to question them regardless. Irrespective of that, you have so many independent polls that now seem to be coalescing and seem to be mirroring each other as the results, and more importantly, the numbers, the trend. And the trend by every poll, including Fox's, which was actually probably too good, so I tend to disbelieve it, for Democrats, it's trending all the wrong way for Trump, and it's all self-inflicted. So I do see that the polling seems to be correct. Trump's a phenomena. You never know what's going to happen. It reminds me of I'm old enough to remember the silent majority with Nixon. We'll truly see how silent they are.
What about Texas and what about Arizona? Hillary Clinton leads in Arizona right now, and it's remarkably close, although Trump leads by a few in Texas. What do you make of that?
I find it absolutely fitting for this bizarre year we're in. The Arizona thing I could see a little bit. The Texas, I'm shocked. We were down 3. The last poll showed the other day we were down by 2. The very fact that the Trump people are going to have to spend some money and effort to shore up those 2 states, especially Texas, which I still think is, you know, at least 5-6 years demographically away from becoming a real purple swing state, is just riveting and shocking to me. That Texas, to me, would have been one of the last states to go.
Sure, sure. I did a focus group in Texas a few years ago in Dallas, and all of them seem to believe that it's just a matter of voter registration, that Texas will go blue. although it's happening a lot faster than what we thought. If you look at Georgia, you look at Arizona, you look at Texas, Trump is hurting the Republican Party. He may have millions of followers and everything else, but these numbers are showing a troubling trend for the Republicans, don't you think?
Absolutely. He's killing the Republican brand. It was in trouble, what happened to the autopsy of 2012? Well, he can pronounce it dead. They just, those states, specifically Florida as well, deal with Hispanic voters, which are the fastest growing minority in the country. And as I said, I think the demographics in Texas are working for us. I think they've arrived a little early, courtesy of Donald Trump. I never, ever anticipated it this timetable.
Mitch Ceasar, great to have you with us. Where are you going to be on election night? What's your assignment? Who's grabbing you? What's going on?
Well, as Democratic chairman down in South Florida, looking to put together a big kind of election/victory celebration that night, maybe put it together with some congressional folks and other people. We're working on it right now.
Broward County Democratic Party chair and member of the DNC Executive Council. Going to be a busy guy on November 8th and leading up to. And before I let you go, is Broward County still the linchpin to the state of Florida? You've told me how many are registered Democrats, how many have engaged, and what the margin of victory was for Obama. What do you think it's going to play out this time around? And I see over the weekend that there's all kinds of stories out there that Hillary Clinton is courting the African-American vote. Where are we in Broward County?
Well, I think she is courting the African-American vote. I think it's overwhelmingly for her. You just have to produce the turnout. I'll remind you of one statistic just from 4 years ago. Barack Obama won Florida by 1%, 68,000 votes.
Yeah.
Won Broward County by 255,000.
Yeah.
So we need to at least meet that. I'd love to beat it. And again, I see trending because even in my neighboring county of Metro-Dade County, the latest poll shows that among not Hispanics, Cubans in Miami, a dead tie.
And
that had been the original linchpin for Republicans to win Florida.
And
that seemingly is gone.
This is causing problems for Rubio, isn't it?
It is. Patrick Murphy's coming on. He was down. Now he's only down the last poll by 2 points. So he's clearly within the margin of error. Rubio's still a slight favorite, but the more Trump drowns, the more he drags Rubio, who's been totally disingenuous on the issue of supporting Trump. So we'll see what happens.
Mitch Ceasar, good to have you with us. We'll do it again. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Ed.
You bet. During an interview with Meet the Press, Tim Kaine, senator from Virginia, who is the vice presidential candidate with Hillary Clinton, gave a comment on this merger that is going to be attempted, and that is AT&T buying Time Warner. It's going to be huge. Bernie Sanders has already come out and asked the Obama administration to put the slam to it. Don't let it go through. It's the big getting bigger, and it's the big companies getting into your iPhone and into that space where many people think it's going to hurt innovation and make it very tough for the little guy to survive in that part of the industry of any kind of startup at all or innovation. This is Kaine.
I share those concerns and questions. We've got to get to the bottom of them. Generally, pro-competition and less concentration, I think, is generally helpful, especially in the media. But this has just been announced, and I haven't had a chance to dig into the details. But those are the kinds of questions that we need to be asking.
Trump is against it. Sanders is against it. And you just heard the Clinton campaign answer on that one. AT&T buying Time Warner. The CEO of AT&T says that they're not going to do anything with CNN. In other words, they're not going to change anything. That's when you know they are. Ed Schultz, News and Commentary. Communication Workers of America, Alliance for American Manufacturing, BioGreen Clean, and the iSave team bring you this production. We're back tomorrow.